don't play the game, Steve. Don't encourage Steve. Please don't play the game. Don't encourage that behaviour of posing, Stephen. Otherwise, then
Oh
she'll
no,
keep doing it.
Why? What's wrong? Strike a pose, nothing wrong with that.
Terence. He doesn't respond to Stephen very well. Terence. Are you a Terence in theory?
No,
Oh,
no.
Terence in real life,
yeah.
Are you a
as opposed to
Fionella?
whatever this is.
Nightmare.
I have a middle name when I was getting told off. It was a full,
Yeah.
yeah.
And you
Welcome, viewer.
was it bitch?
Pardon?
Was it bitch? So, was that your middle name? And
No,
you get told off.
I can hear them both spinning in their graves. They
Hmm.
don't. They didn't. They were very good with their language.
They've got bikes in their graves.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. They don't go very far.
Jesus.
Welcome, viewer.
Uh,
Welcome to the crazy, crazy. Can you please, everybody, be prepared for adult humor and adult language, especially from Steph, because she's on a roll today. Okay. I've forgotten the title. Oh, so
it's Mister for you.
welcome to this master for you.
Leave it.
Yep. Adult humor. Like I said, we've been warned. It's about knowing they're ready. And how do you know if they're ready? Go on, Ian.
Ready for what?
You start. I'm
Are
finishing.
we talking about ready to move the car for the first time on the road? Are we talking about ready to turn left or right on the road for the first time? Or are we talking about something bigger?
I was thinking of the bigger.
Are they
After
ready
you
to
said that,
tackle the first roundabout?
No,
Oh,
that's not very interesting. Is that what you've prepared for? If so, yes.
hang on. That you used a word I don't know there.
Yeah, prepare.
Yeah. What does that mean?
Yeah.
That mean effort.
No, but it's changed, doesn't it? Would everyone agree there is so much more pressure on PDIs and ADIs to make sure they are test ready? So much more pressure. Waiting times, apparently, look, I did do my research, 21 weeks, 21.2 weeks, but I don't understand what 0.2 of a week looks like. So I've just rounded it down to 21 weeks ish. 48 to 50% pass rate, which
is it L test or part
L
two?
test, I'm just
Two.
doing L test, but
Oh, okay.
no, I mean we can. I just didn't do the research for that. The part 2 and part 3.
What's the pass rate? 48 to 50.
48 to 50% pass rates.
Hmm.
Zero fault passes have jumped and are much more common than they used to be.
Seems to be a lot of posts on Bookface about
Yeah.
clean sheets. Yeah.
So interestingly, that ties up with what we're all experiencing. And I mean, we can make assumptions about why that would be, but it's nice for people. It's nice for us ADIs, isn't it? Does everyone else have little
Yeah, what?
oh, just a little moment. It was a private one.
Oh,
Leave me alone.
sorry.
um, but but they're the statistics, and I do think there is a tremendous amount of pressure on everybody. Part 2s and 3s pass rates and test pressures is incredible. That's even more incredible. I just didn't do any research. Did you, Terry?
No, I didn't want to shock you,
Oh,
so I didn't bother.
nice save.
It wasn't.
Nice save.
He said the word bother, which doesn't even have a V in it.
No, I didn't do any research, Finn. You'll be surprised to hear.
Steve, do a quick bit of research.
What? Okay. What did you want to know?
Part 2 and part 3 pass rates.
I can tell you now without looking, it's pretty abysmal. So
I just wondered if it's changed, because,
It's not changed in 25 years.
no. Well, because everything's about the test at the moment,
Mm-hmm.
very often. So back
I
to
thought it was all about the money.
So part two, 45 to 50%, and part three, 25 to 35%.
wow. I mean, it was always low. I always thought it was 35, but 25 to 35. That's interesting.
Gone down.
Yeah, but they're on second and third tickets, and all sorts of things are changing with it.
I think that adds to it, doesn't it? It's the same as what you said for the learners. They're waiting forever for a test to come around, so the pressure's more. And I think the same thing happens for instructors, doesn't it? Really.
So, which leads in nicely for Terry telling us all about why we're doing this episode of Audits. How do we know they're ready?
I think you'll find a certain Vicky said she wanted to do this end of last one.
No, this was my idea.
What was your idea?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Vicky's like, did I?
I'm just taking my glasses off so I don't see the next bus that hits me.
Yeah, well, I tried you and you palmed it off.
Right, okay, I'm gonna have my thoughts then. It's my thoughts for what they're worth. How do we know they're ready? I'm assuming you mean test. Oh, but this goes against everything. You know, ready for test. It's like
Yeah.
goes against everything I do. You know, the mention of the test is just. I think that is the problem, isn't it? Really, the vast majority of us, we see our job as getting people through a driving test, and that really shouldn't be what we're doing this job for. You know, if and I've said this on social media before, you know, if you see your job as just getting someone through a driving test, perhaps you should go and stack some shelves in Tesco's. You can do less damage there. Our job is not to get people through a driving test, and you know, it just I can't say what I want to say without swearing. It's just very, very annoying, and also can't say what I want to say without getting in trouble again. So I can't say that. It's very, very annoying.
Redacted. Redacted.
I wish I could, mate. Frustrating and annoying, and every other word like that. When it's past your test is pushed.
Absolutely. It's very difficult, but that's how it was for our part 1s and 2s and 3s, wasn't it? So it's
Still is.
Endemic.
Ooh.
Pandemic.
That means
But so it's only the individual can change that. How does one? If someone's saying, yeah, Terry, I hear what you're saying, but how would I do that then? How can I help someone pass their driving test without having that as the aim? Because
is this a little link into my workshop?
if you want, get your
What,
pens out, folks. Get your pens out. Get your wallet out.
on Wednesday the 18th of March. How we help people fail driving tests. That link, you
Was
mean?
that the day after St. Patrick's Day, mate? Was it?
I don't know when that is. I don't know.
What time of day and where will they find it? Oh, look, it's on the screen up there, is it?
Is it? No. 6 till 8 p.m. on Zoom. You can find it on my Facebook page. I've just done the links actually, so they'll be out. So I'll put them on my Facebook page. You can see them. Facebook page is just my name. Have a look. Have a look, find out, and you will see things in a different light, hopefully, because test preparation, test focus training, is not the most effective way to
Help.
know to have an effect on post-test driving
Yeah,
and therefore road safety.
absolutely.
But I think it goes down to motivation. Motivation and feedback, I think, are the two things with this. If they're motivated properly, we talked about this last time on this. If they're motivated properly and they're getting and giving regular feedback, then I think the age-old question of when can I book my test or when can I do my test, I think becomes less frequent, shall we say.
It is. It is. I still don't. I still think it's hard for people to change to that, Terry, from where they're at now.
Yeah, of course it is. Because for the last God knows how many years people have been doing this job, they have been using the test as the standard. And we've got to change.
Minimum.
Vicky,
It's always been called the minimum.
we changed. Us four here changed. I'm talking about Ian,
5,
you,
6.
and Steve.
You
Well,
can't
I
talk
don't. Well, Vicky is going through the change.
How rude.
What did I say?
Well, that's
Oh, Terry, I've missed you.
I don't know
You
what I
said
said.
Vicky's going through the change.
Yeah, of changing from like test focus training to not test focus training. What do you think I meant? And Steph's like a newbie. Yeah, Steph's like a newbie. I don't know about Steph.
Look forward to the abuse, Steph. It's coming. Can I just jump in though and say that whilst I wholeheartedly agree with what Terry's saying, there are so many more people that are just coming to you already having booked the test anyway, not ever sat behind a steering wheel and going, well, I've already booked my test because, one I had on Friday, I thought that with the backlog I should probably book my test and then get lessons. It's like, well, you've booked it for June on the basis of one lesson a week. That's giving you 24 lessons to be ready for a driving test. And and this is what you're getting so much more often now, is that they're just booking it and then going, oh, and now you get me ready.
Well,
yes,
it's a massive problem. It is a massive problem because we can't stop them thanks, Steve, that we can't stop them having that, because that is the cultural goal. It's the cultural goal, and it's our professional goal to have something else in mind, Terry, but we can't inflict our professionalism onto our people in a way, because it could come across that way, couldn't it?
no.
Steve.
I think this is something that, it was always there, but it's been exacerbated by the backlog, isn't it? Because this is what people are doing now, and there are instructors that I know of that are even saying, right, get your theory out of the way, and we'll book your driving test on your first lesson. But what they're not necessarily adding to that is that you must be prepared to move this test. And I think it's business continuity. I don't think there's any good way to do it at the moment. I don't teach any learners anymore, but when I did, we were having this backlog in a test. I'm like, right, okay, so we've done all we can do. I am basically now, you can drive independently without me. I am on the verge of becoming a passenger in a taxi. I can't in good conscience, keep taking money off you on a weekly basis. So if we start knocking these lessons down a little bit and then come back a little bit, then all of a sudden that happens, and I've got to find room in my diary that's already chock full of people. So it is a self-perpetuating loop, isn't it? Really, this getting that test booked, start your lessons. I don't know whether I'm looking back with rose-tinted specs or not, but I don't think it was ever quite as bad when we had a 12-week waiting list, because it didn't happen like that. You got time to know somebody before you said, okay, this might be a time to think about booking that test. So, but yeah, I think it is a bit of a self-perpetuating loop again, isn't it? I think if anything, it's made everybody go back to being test focused again. We were ebbing away from it, and now everybody's just swam straight back to it. So
I think, and in the the PDI world, it's exactly the same, surely then. Yeah.
I think so.
I'm surprised at the 25 to 35% for part 3.
That's dropped about 10%, hasn't it?
Yeah, because it was dreadful 35 years ago.
I know.
35, 36. Sorry, Steph.
Saying about the part 3 test, I know when I was doing my training, as soon as I went onto the pink badge, it was booked for me for putting it on hold, with the thing that, oh, well, it's come through in like 10 weeks' time, but you're going for it. And I was like, I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. I can't go for this test. But I was practically forced into it, because then you can apply for a second pink badge if need be, because you can say that you've done everything you're meant to do, because you're meant to have attempted a test and all this sort of stuff. And it seemed crazy to me, because I was like, there was not a chance I was going to pass that first one, because I didn't have a clue. I hadn't worked with enough learners or anything. So to me, I was taking up one of them spots that somebody who might know what they're doing and might pass could have been using.
This sounds like a very large amount of teamwork. Yeah, I'm sorry that this happens to people. Thanks, thanks, Steph. But there you go. And it's putting a lot of pressure on the system, a lot more pressure than I can't see that they're gonna be able to sort it out. It's very sad. It's very sad. So we shouldn't have a test focus. I totally get that, Terry. But until everybody's booked your workshop on the and you've
Wednesday, 18th of March, 6 to 8 p.m.
Day after St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
After St. Patrick's Day, which everyone will have to look up, because only Ian knows.
Everybody's Irish, aren't they? On the 17th of March, everybody's Irish.
Well, yes.
Free Guinness.
It's still not it's not something we can really get away from, because at some point, Terry, that it has to be addressed, doesn't it? It has to be addressed.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be addressed in, do you think you're ready to pass?
No.
You know, if that's the question that keeps coming up, then it's test focused training, because it's about passing the test. As we all know, all of us sitting here, you know, the test is just the first step, and it's the beginning of the learning, not the end. And if the question becomes more about their post-test driving, then it's also about their bigger picture, and it's about their awareness of it's their responsibility now. It's not, well, the examiner passed me, so I must be all right. It must be good, you know.
That's what I felt.
Huh?
That's what I felt when I was given a piece of paper.
Exactly. Oh, good, I can drive now. I've passed. Brilliant.
Exactly.
Exactly, yeah. And I think if the question becomes more about them, and their post-test driving, so their motivation for, all that kind of stuff we talked about before, then there's less emphasis on just a piece of paper and more on, am I actually ready to be on my own in this thing? Or am I actually ready to be on my own or with me mates on their phones, throwing McDonald's wrappers around, dancing and singing to music? Can I get them home safely when they're egging me on to get to the party because we're late?
Yeah. Which, funnily enough,
You went to a party?
no, I've never been
Your
invited.
friends?
No,
Oh,
never been invited. I've heard of them. But it would actually tie in nicely with my Beyond the Test program.
what? Well, tell us more, Fiona. What?
No. But, you can look at it on the website, Beyond the Test. I'm doing there's promos on it. So I will be sending some more of those things out. And if you do want to find out more, do check. But we're doing the same thing. I just want to go back to something Steve said, and that is part of the problem. I think this is important to bring it back because Steve said, get your theory over and done with, out the way. And that is part of the problem because that happens to all of us. Well, even with our part 1, 2, and 3, part 1 is, well, you go off and do that on your own, don't need us. And it's once that's over with, and what a ridiculous thing. Because
And
everything should be, but it's not over with. Because when you say over with, what have we just given people permission to do with the information? And if I was a young person,
Oh, she's not finished.
I am not. I'm on my. It's high up here. Let me stay on my soapbox.
It's high up there. You're sitting on a cushion again.
I am. I've got
just a cushion, not a chair.
I've got something to hold on to so I don't fall. But if I was a younger person, I would not have read the highway code either. The information in the question bank is nothing like the information that's given in the highway code. It is different, and it's packed with information. There's things about priority and give way, and there's who has right of way on the road. That's in there. That's in the highway code where it says no one. And yet we talk about it as driving instructors. We talk about, well, you've got right of way, and we do things, but the highway code has more information than the app. I would have only done the app because it asked the questions, and I'm going for the shortcut all the time. The shortcut. If humans didn't want shortcuts, we would still be lighting fires with bits of flint. Nearly said a word. I am definitely on my box. I'm going to get off. But it's part of it's just, and we do these phrases all the time. Right, Terry, you're laughing at me, so go.
I'm not, because Steve can't get a word in edgeways. That's why I'm laughing.
Oh, Steve's
I was just gonna something you said as well about the theory, even with part 1, and I think me and Terry we commented on the same thing, and it was seen a few of them. I failed by 1 mark. No, because why are we aiming for the minimum? Why is that what we're aiming for all the time? And that seems to be the thing. It's just like I was 1 mark away from passing. I was, and it is that kind of minimum effort, and it bleeds. It bleeds through. If this is how an instructor trains to be an instructor, I do not believe for 1 moment that is not going to bleed through into their teaching, because of course it will. It will, because the ethos is already there.
Absolutely. Look at Ian's face. I think the word is pensive. You're about to say something. You're going to say something. It's,
He was
it's,
like, I'm
it's like
still on.
it's like the Forrest Gump a bit where he stops
no,
running and turns around and talks to people and faces the runners behind him. He's going to say something. He's going to say something. Shh, shh, shh.
I wish I could fart on demand now.
I was going to say that's because he's going red and leaning over. That's what I thought he was doing.
Can I just put a random thought out there, though, that is it because people refer to driving lessons as driving lessons in the singular rather than actually referring to it as driver education? Because for me, if you think about education as a course of learning, then that gives a bigger picture than, or am I just going off a bit of a tangent? Do you know where I'm going with that?
No, I like that.
Yes, so do
Because
I.
I don't have a problem with the way that sort of like the length of time that my learners take to learn, because actually I'm like, but you're on an education course. It's not just about you jumping in a car and getting it to go around a few corners and roundabouts. It's actually you've got to learn the depth of what you're doing.
I think it's more than learning it. There's things that you need on autopilot that are, I don't mean driving on autopilot, but there's things that need to be there as, subconscious things that are just constantly monitoring. I don't mean driving on autopilot, but no, you're right. I'm quite sad at the moment. I'm hoping somebody's going to say something that's going to make this.
Okay, I'll say it. Why are you sad, Fiona?
No. I don't mean that. I think
Oh,
there's just it's just what we're talking about. I find it really sad because we are helping with an education that is life-threatening. Has anyone got any weird hobbies? Steph, got any weird hobbies?
No, not other than pupils trying to kill me.
Exactly.
That's about all. I think that's enough terror for one day.
I have been in a shark cage, if that counts.
No, because you're in a cage. That's
that's just being mean to the shark.
yeah.
Look at what you could have won.
That's like not having any money, being outside a cake shop, isn't it? Oh, look, I had a thought. What were you saying before that?
It was the most
Vicky's
dangerous
education.
thing. I know where you were going with that.
Dangerous. Yeah. 5 people a day die on our roads in the UK. This is not something to mess with. But 5 people today won't go home, 5 people tomorrow. And the crash statistics for new drivers is horrendous. Horrendous. And we need to be part of that solution. How do we bring that down? And one of the things is our own CPD and our taking the time to think about, oh yeah, that's a point I hadn't really thought about. Are they ready? And the test is the minimum standard, not the are they going to live. It's how to have something and then deal with it, isn't it? It's how and we've got to get rid of those phrases like I tell all mine too, and then we think it's going to make a difference. Telling people doesn't work. Steve.
This might not be popular opinion. Wouldn't be the first time, would it?
Yeah.
I don't.
Do I
I
need to
don't.
beat you?
Nah. I don't think mock tests do us any favors at all. Because if they go out there and they pass a mock test, what's happened then?
Confidence has increased too much.
So they might be driving independently, but they've still got their emotional support sat next to them, haven't they? Which is completely different. I don't disagree with mock tests. I think they're brilliant things, but I think using them, and there are some instructors out there that use them as you can't do your test until you can pass a mock test. It's just, ugh. No, just no. That's not what it should be about. It's not a.
It's certainly a power thing. It's not a couple of adults sitting about and discussing whether someone's ready for a thing or not. Ian, you've been really quiet.
Well, I haven't felt the need to add to what you're saying because I think we all think from the same source. I think the challenge is how do we get other instructors to think the same as us? And obviously, if I had the solution to that, I'd be making money hand over fist now. But I think it's an attitude. And the other thing I was thinking about is I was trying to think back to when I was a jobbing instructor on a franchise who wanted to cram the lessons in as much as I could. When did I actually bring test in? And I was thinking and I was hoping that it wasn't part of the early stuff. But I honestly can't remember. But I'd be really disappointed in myself if it was linked to the very early coordination and control skill. But I'm honest enough to say, well, it might have been. And I think it's just endemic.
It is.
The test is a test of basic safety. You know, and as an instructor, there are many more rewarding things that you can focus on each lesson to help your pupil achieve. If you just talk to them right. Yeah.
That takes effort, Ian.
Yeah, but it's the payback's worth the effort.
Not if you like feeling in control.
Well, it's not, I mean, you're never in control, but you can bask in the glory of somebody driving without your assistance.
Yeah. I might not be making my point, but there are some.
I know what you mean. I do know what you mean.
Thank you. I was going to say, if you don't know.
No, you don't need to. I know what you mean.
Yeah, if you didn't know what I mean, hopefully everyone else knows what I mean. Some people like the power.
Do you think sometimes that question, I mean, this is something I was thinking about over the weekend, that sometimes that, how many lessons will I need before I can take my test? That's just a trap, isn't it? It's the biggest trap in the world for all of us, I think.
My response is usually the same thing, which is I've got a piece of string in the boot. You tell me how long it is, I'll answer your question.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I just used to get, I mean, I'm as slippery as asking Terry a question. I'm as slippery as Terry on a good day when it comes to that. I've always said, well, you know, how long will it take you to teach me Swiss? Or something you know they do. And it's like, yeah, but I'm really rubbish at language and I can't spell, so I can't write it down. You know, it's like, it is, we're in a trap.
But going back to what you said just a moment ago, Fiona, about some people liking the power, and when you were talking earlier about like the zero fault passes, some people just need that ego boost. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I love a zero fault pass, and I probably feel as good as the next person, but that's not what I'm striving for myself. And yet, you know, certainly locally, we've got instructors that will you know, flex on Facebook that, you know, oh, I taught this learner in 12 hours. I taught this learner in 20 hours. And you're like, but that's only making you feel good. You know, it's like, what is that doing for you? That's sort of like, well, I suppose, like you say, the sort of the power trip, the ego boost. Because I'd be concerned about what that person's doing the next week, you know, that learner's doing the next week after they've learnt in 12 hours, what are they going out and feeling like when they're on their own?
It's not. It's when they get the safe and considerate driving course and they've wrecked their car.
Yeah.
I'm never sure the clean sheet is the flex we think it is, to be honest with you. But I'm absolutely over the moon for the learners when they do it. But it just means something very specific happened in a 40-minute test and everything aligned and it all went well.
I mean, I've even got an instructor colleague nearby who will, I will use the word bully, but bullies her learners into you are not going to a driving test until you can drive without making a fault. So those lovely learners who know no different because they've stuck with that instructor, they think, you know, that that's the way to be instructed. But on the flip side of that, they're then terrified of getting a fault.
I've got another thing about the mock test idea. Sorry, Vicky, you're right. I didn't mean to.
I think I just spoke over Ian as well, so I do apologise for that, Ian.
No. I'm just.
It's used to me doing it.
Hearing the story Vicky's just said kind of makes me feel bad about being an instructor sometimes. You know, when you hear stories like that about instructors.
Yeah.
You know, it's like.
The sleeping ones, the ones on their phones, it's all uncomfortable. I just hope that some instructors don't actually know, and they're just making a genuine mistake. I just wish someone would tell them. One of the sad things about the mock test, one of the saddest things for me, it's usually I'll prove you're wrong. It comes across to me as I'll prove you're not really, and it's I find that uncomfortable.
It's like
I'll show you.
Yeah.
9 serious, 2 dangerous, and
yeah.
And I don't know, because I would love to pretend that I've always been a saint, and I haven't, and I have not always come from the same place I come from now, but that's just because I was born into the system that everyone else was born into, as in this is what you do, you make them drive like you do, was what my part 3 training was. I do have an alternative.
Go.
No, to mock testing, but it's part of a workshop.
I see.
So another one. I'm not going to, because I don't know dates or anything. Anyway, people don't really care. They just want information about this stuff. I've written loads of things down. I feel quite sad, actually. Usually I'm quite uplifted after these things. At the moment, right. So one positive thing from everybody then about the topic that we're doing, because it's
what was the topic again?
It's a nougat bar with hazelnuts in that's a bit smaller than the Mars bar and definitely smaller than a Twix.
Everything's smaller than a wagon wheel, or the old wagon wheels.
With or without jam, though, Fiona?
Without.
No.
Without jam. What's wrong with you, man?
Chocolate and jam don't go. Chocolate and jam, chocolate and fruit.
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
Yes, they do.
Of course they do.
Black Forest
No,
Gatto.
they don't. Oh, you're having a laugh. Black Forest Gatto, worst cake ever invented, apart from Battenberg.
No. The worst cake ever invented is a Sunderland delicacy known as fly pie.
Anyone?
Is it something that cows make?
That's what it looks like when it's presented correctly.
All right. Well, I want something positive then that can come from this discussion. I suppose it's what Terry was saying. We can start
Work it out.
to make a shift. We can shift to that driving safely.
Yes.
But people just
Yeah.
say it and don't know how to do it though.
Yeah, but we've all
Well,
done it, haven't we?
we've got
all
off our
taken
asses.
that
Five
first.
of us here. Yeah, five of. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know Steph very well. But five of us here have got off our asses and learned how to do it differently.
We've all taken that tiny step on a huge journey to change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, one of the
to see this one.
Yeah, Steph, go on.
one of the examiners probably put it the best way I could think of it. Probably about 5-6 months ago, and he said if they're ready to drive safely on the road and be safe with anybody you drive, anybody in the car, then they should pass the test easily.
Absolutely.
To me, that was it. If they're safe enough that they're going to ignore distractions and that sort of thing, and they've been out of town, then surely they will pass the test because they know how to drive.
Well, then we've
I
got
don't know if I'm saying it the right way, but
yeah, no, I hear what you're saying, but I think this is another thing where how many of us have tools in our toolbox to help people with pressures and stresses after and during the test. So many people are not successful and they come back shaking. I spoke about my test the other day, my first ever test. I could not stop focusing on the fact that that driving examiner was tutting at me, constantly tutting and shaking his head. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? No.
Yeah.
He was tutting and shaking his head, and that's all I could see. Absolutely the whole way around. I stalled before I got out the test centre. It was an absolute nightmare. It was hell. I got back and he said, surprise, surprise, I'm sorry, you've been unsuccessful on this occasion. I was like, let me out the car. I know that. And as he walked away from me and he's still shaking his head, I realised, oh, he's got Parkinsonisms. He's got a Parkinson's kind of disease. So he had a head tremor. And I realised as he put another sweet in halfway round, he wasn't tutting at me. He was sucking a sweet. It's amazing what your brain can do to you doing that test. And 10 days later, and I don't remember anything about it, but I managed to take my brain and stop it. But we need tools to help people with those kind of things. And helping people, Steph, that's a real challenge, helping with people with those kind of pressures and stresses that we all have. But that's what my 10-week program's about, Terry.
Thanks.
But that's why I call it Beyond the Test, because it's really hard. And this isn't this. I usually love these because it's all about positivity and changing things. So the people that are going to book Terry's workshop, that's going to be brilliant because they're going to be part of the revolution that should be out there.
Well, I was going to jump in because you wanted something positive. And I was going to say, well, all they need to do is go on your lovely course about mind mapping and mind scaling. And they need to go on Terry's lovely courses about various things, because I've been on most of them. But I think for me, the biggest thing that I kind of realised recently was that their head might be in, I feel ready, or sorry, I think I'm ready. But if their head and their gut aren't in alignment, they're not feeling like they're ready, they're probably not. So actually that mind scaling that you taught me how to do, and when they've broken everything down, it's like, well, if giving them, them giving a number and going, well, actually, do I feel
that's
I'm
the evidence,
yeah. And
That's
ultimately when Terry's talked about, us helping people to fail their test, or top 10 reasons why people fail their test, it's normally because their head and their gut aren't in alignment anyway. Because they talk themselves out, they're talking themselves out of decisions. They sit and question it too much. So when you sit and talk to them, I mean, don't know how many of you have done Diane Hall's, nerve specialist course, but when they talk about the inner chimp, your limbic part of your brain, it's that that's then increasing the risk. Whereas you go, I'm going to do this, there's an affirmative, and actually keeps them more in control.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is some of the stuff I've written down, as in the solution focused stuff. But that's.
This is sort of positive. I'll go with sort of positive. But I think that there's a lot of pressure on us, on instructors, to say yes for the test. But if none of them, when they've passed their test, none of them are going to remember a delay. They're not going to remember saying, I'm going to delay that. What they will remember is to fail. What they will remember is being unprepared. And I think delaying it or saying not yet, that actually, surely that's got to build a bit more trust than as you lose it, really. I think sometimes there's a little bit of fear from instructors about saying not yet, not yet.
It's the not yet.
Yeah, I think you're right, Steve. And that's why that regular, continual feedback for every session is so important. You don't get to say not yet. Maybe it's softer. Maybe it's the student going, actually, maybe not yet. With all the tools that are in your workshop as well, Fiona, all those, the feedback and the mind maps and all that kind of stuff. This is the kind of thing that might make them go, yeah, maybe not yet.
That
would be the
evidence.
The Valhalla.
It's if you give someone evidence, if you help them see the evidence for themselves, that's different to us going, well, you're not ready. I've told you you're not ready. I'm the expert.
Exactly.
If somebody gave me some evidence about my jokes actually not being as good as I believe they are, that'd be sad, wouldn't it?
Oh dear.
Right. Have you got to dash off, Uncle Tel?
No, not tonight, no. I told Kira Knightley, leave me alone for this just once, please, and she's agreed. So I've got to dash off. Yeah.
You got the nightly off then.
Boom, boom, very good.
Ian,
Hello.
Have you got something wonderfully positive for us? Terry's wonderfully positive is spend some money, folks. Get on that workshop.
I think that the positive thing is there are people out there who will see these and take that first step.
Go people out there.
I mean, I know it's not an award-winning advertising campaign or anything like that, but, the longest journey starts with the smallest step. We can't turn this into a proper profession until people start behaving like professionals.
We've got to do it from the inside out, not the outside in.
It's too many water people. That's the problem. Too many. Come on, work out water people.
At the same time there, Fiona. I haven't got a clue what he's just said either.
Water people. Not use that term?
Obviously not.
Water people. They're always looking for the easiest route through.
Oh, right. Okay.
I just want to wind Steve up. Are you playing with another computer screen? I'll click you off the course. Sorry.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, of course not. Of course not. Steve, it's funny. You just can't give up those skills of NSAC.
Listening. No,
Well,
you can't.
people using other screens and doing speed awareness courses. I think I'll just remind everybody that may not have known, Monday the 9th of March at 6 p.m. So it's a couple of weeks. Monday the 9th of March, 6 p.m. is the next version of Audits. We have no idea what we're doing next. I didn't cover all my stuffs, but something may come out of this. And if any of the viewer out there has an idea of a follow-up, that would be useful. We can come up with things, but you know, there might be some issues that you, mind you, if people want something, then they would want the sensible version.
Sorry.
I don't think.
Why would they want sensible?
Well, they want it from normal people. They're not going to get it from us. That's what I'm saying. Hey, Terry, you sworn this evening.
Why not?
I don't think so. Well done.
Oh,
Yeah.
zip it.
Has he used an accent this evening?
Yeah.
Oh, Steve's going, yeah. Yeah, he might have, yeah. I trust what Steve says.
I must have just blanked it out.
I'm going to not going to say anything else, so I can go the whole episode without swearing.
Well, just because you didn't say it doesn't mean you didn't think it. Anyway, Vicky Fish is going to be all right in the water people thing.
Oh!
You know that thing you said earlier about people telling you jokes are not as good as you think they are? Well, I'm saying nothing.
This is starting to feel like a speed awareness course, Fiona, when we work together.
Absolutely. But it's funny when you can mute Terry, though. Oh, don't stay muted. Right. I think I'm gonna say thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, viewer, for watching or listening, or whatever you were doing. And I think it's time for the posing of the.
And thank you for Steph and Vicky and Steve for coming along.
Thanks, everybody. See you on the 9th. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.